MupoEntertainment.com presents Brand Sharks. Chapter 1, author Ruben Alvarez. Title, Eat or Be Eaten. Read by the co-author Mike Duffy.
Hey, it's Mike Duffy here from don'tgethacked.ca. This is my book, Brand Sharks. I'm a co-author with 10 other very talented individuals. And we're going to be reading Chapter 1 by Ruben Alvarez, Eat or Be Eaten. I still remember the days when I would put on Eric Thomas, Grant Cardone, and Dan Penna on my way to work. They were the only ones who would tell it like it really is. While other people just wanted motivation, I needed someone to tell me I was being a wimp, a coward. I needed to hear that there was so much more to me and my potential. I was mentally weak and afraid that the sales would not come in at the job I was working at the time. So I ran into the arms of father figures who I thought had it all figured out. Where would I make more money? Who's going to give me my next life-changing sale? When would I stop being a coward and pursue what I knew I was meant to pursue? I needed answers. Sound familiar? Have you gone through moments where you just needed someone to save you from your negative thoughts? This chapter is not meant to discourage you or tell you that you are wrong in seeking comfort from others, but I do not want you to stay there. There is no need to be reliant on anyone other than yourself. I spent most of my years wishing I could find a father figure in the men I looked up to. Each one let me down more and more. Whatever you're searching for in this world that you think will compete you, I am sorry, but it won't. You'll have to decide to be enough or resign yourself to the idea that you are not. You make the choice of whether you will allow people to walk all over you. The way of the world really is to eat or be eaten. If I needed to make a choice between the two, I would be the one eating. So I made a decision to become more. The idea of an animal I could relate to is something I wanted, but I could never find one I liked. It felt like I could channel my energy into an animal that has similar traits to me. The lion and the wolf are the most symbolic, that has similar traits to me. The lion and the wolf are the most symbolic, but the most overused as well. You can throw a rock in any direction at a music festival, and I swear you will hit a bro who has at least one tattooed on his arm. Too typical, not for me. I ended up with a shark, though. Ironically, I hate the ocean because of sharks. As deadly as a shark is, I had never considered relating to one. They just scared me to the core. You know how people hate spiders and snakes? I dislike those too, but I feel I stand a chance against them. But a shark? In my eyes, it's a predator you cannot win against. Humans are not meant to be in water, but the water is a shark's element. If you enter a shark's environment, you are done. You might never even see it coming. Sure, their attacks are uncommon, but trust me when I say you would not want to be part of one just to see if you could win. You're just swimming away, head above water, and this water ninja comes and eats your legs. We are not meant to compete with the sharks. While I was thinking about this, something clicked. I do not want people to compete for success. When I am in my element, people will know. What happens when you scream shark at the beach? Everyone runs for the shore. From an early age, I remember my first experience with competition and the incredible sensations in my brain. You know, the moment when the endorphins hit and you get that invincible high, it's one of the greatest feelings when you get that rush. It was second grade when I first touched a chess set. Keep in mind, I had no father, and my mother was busy at work a lot of the time. In my Mexican household, chess was not something anyone was familiar with. Yet only a few days after learning how to play, we had a tournament at school with all the different second grade classes, and I came in second place. In essence, I had found my element. There's something truly amazing about chess and how it matches life. Every move is calculated. You need to know your opponent. There needs to be a mental precision, and if the person on the other end of the board cares more about winning than you do, they will win. Part of me knew from the first move I would not get first place, which is the only reason I didn't win. That day, I lost to a kid named Ben. All I remember is that the kid had everything working for him. I took the loss and knew second place was not bad, but not for me. Not at that moment. I still wanted first. I knew that I should have won. I look at those same principles I learned in school and life and brought them over to business. Learn to network. Work at any time in the day, whether it's early, at night, or on the weekends. Get the job done. Those are the fundamentals to any person's success. The question you probably have, and the reason you picked up the book, is how do I get to the top faster? Easy. Be willing to take the title for yourself as the best, but there is a two-part formula to being a brand shark. First, you need results to back it up. Without results, you are nothing more than a fake. You can get the small blue verification on social media, but does it count if people don't know you? Results speak louder than words. People respect results more than a fake image. Remember this when you pay $7,000 for a shortcut from a fake guru or someone who is promising you the world in just 30 days. A Forbes feature and a blue check mark next to your name will not change your life overnight. Not to mention, $7,000 goes a long way. You could write a short book with that kind of money, and the title of being an author would stick with you forever. You need to start being in the business of impressing people with what you do and not how they perceive you. Even in traditional businesses, this is what they are doing. Everyone knows referrals sell faster. You did such a great job that your client has already sold your skills to their friends. Imagine putting that principle into your brand. Everything you do and everything you post is always better than the last. This makes your current following think, wow, this guy never stops. He's always pushing it. There's always something new I should introduce him to. I wonder if he would help me with ... You become the person they see. The more they see, the more they are impressed, and the better you do. You might ask, well, if it is that easy, why aren't more people doing it? As humans, we prefer profit over growth. We are rushed. When we do anything, we believe something small might not matter, like a blurry image, a low-quality webcam, or paying less for a logo and getting it from Fiverr instead of paying a premium. Nothing is further from the truth. Everything you do is being watched and recorded. You have a brand with your coworkers, family, and even your kids. Do they see mom and dad as lazy and always ordering out? Do your friends on Facebook see you always posting the same boring article about your services? Grow up. Really, no one wants to see that. What they want to see you is at a conference speaking about your services. They want to see you shaking hands with someone you helped. They want to see results. Here is a part that seems unfair. You might dislike it, but it's the way the entire world works. Once you start getting results, you need more. Everyone will expect progress from you. But I just closed a $1 million Ruben. I really do not care. Show me $2 million or you will lose my attention. And the guy who closed $2 million will get it from me. You can make all the excuses you want in the world, but no one will accept those as a form of payment. Life is fair, and it is fair to everyone. We all have 24 hours in the day. 2 average people will get average results. 2 people who give it 100% daily will both be winners. In life, anyone can have it all. That is fair. Those who choose to have it all will. That is why not everyone can be a shark. To be a shark, you have to decide and recommit daily. That is why you see so many people start and fall off. Starting a project is never hard. What is hard and what takes blood and tears is growth. Growth takes your time, energy, and creativity. It forces you to look at your brand and wonder, what can I do next? Because there will always be a next. When I started the podcast, I saw others trying to say something about my show. It's a joke. He thinks he's someone. Every one of the guests are people he knows. Haters will try to discredit you quickly. They will succeed if you let them. I would not. I got top guests on the show quickly and shut everyone up. What's next, I wondered. In my mind, I knew that there was only so many ways to show results with a podcast. Top guests, check. How about making it global? Check. Hell, if someone in India is willing to listen, then people in the USA should listen too, right? So we hit 30 countries within the first 6 months. However, the YouTube side of the podcast was not doing well. It didn't feel like calling myself a YouTuber. I've seen so many influencers call themselves YouTubers. They boast about their shows with 32 subscribers and 1,000 views. Why would you do something so idiotic? There's no fucking pride in a channel with 32 subscribers. Stop all this feel-good fake positivity crap we see all over the world now. Over and over again, people try to make themselves feel better with I have only 1,000 followers, but they are more engaged than if I had 10,000. Get out of here. If you have the power in you to get the 10,000 followers, you should. Make sure they're all engaged too. This excuse just makes you feel good about what little effort you put in. Why would you be proud of 32 subscribers if you probably have 32 family members who would make that number up by themselves? When I decided to do YouTube right, I personally got every single one of my friends' phones and subscribed to my channel. I went from 5 subscribers to 300 subscribers in a few weeks. I would personally message every person I was close with when a new video came out. However, I would not bother people every week. Instead, I would alternate between people. 1 week would be the ones I had recently spoken with, and knowing a new video was coming out the next week, I would strike up conversation with someone new and help them with something. Then when my video came out the following week, I would send them the message to see if they're willing to have me back. You need to show love to get love back. I've seen far too many people only reach out to me when they need something. No one likes that. That is what it takes. Get your weak, pathetic 32 subscribers out of here. You should do more. Stop pretending it hurts to run a YouTube channel. It does not hurt that people do not support you. What hurts is when you have given 100% and done everything you can and people still don't support you. We got to 100,000 views on YouTube within a year and a half of opening the channel, something most people will never experience. At the time of writing this, it has been 6 months since we hit 100,000 views, and we just crossed over 200,000. On the road to 1 million views, on the road to 10,000 subscribers. It is 100% within your power to get anything done that you set your mind to. I know for a fact that if tomorrow I decide to change my career and become a pilot, I will not be satisfied until I am flying jets and commercial airplanes. If I were a surgeon, I would want to be one of the top 5 surgeons in America. I would do what it takes, dedicate myself to school, and get the money needed to become just that. I need you to think the same way. Why let someone else have all the glory if you know deep down you are better than them? You are more talented. You are in your element. No one can compete with you in your element. Take a second and ask yourself, am I good? Am I good with good enough? Or do I expect something real that I can be proud of? Being at the bottom, being good with good enough is not enjoyable. For my first job, I worked at Subway making sandwiches all day to get barely enough. Every 2 weeks, I got paid $181 if I was lucky. I would get to work and be reprimanded for putting too many olives on a sandwich when there was a line of 10 customers. Are you joking, Beth? The olives? The customer was busy and I did a great job making all those damn sandwiches right. But that doesn't matter. No, the olives, that was what mattered. It burns me to this day, but it wasn't just Beth. It was my bosses making stupid rules everyone needed to adhere to because they were in charge. To be clear, the rules was centered around profit and not around the customer or the worker. This is what made it worth breaking. Breaking the rule is not as important when what you are doing is more important than the rule itself. At my old manufacturing job, I remember telling customer we would not cover shipping for part that when I knew it was our fault. We had shipped the incorrect part twice now. However, the owner of the business said no. So it ended there with a made-up rule that had no backing to it other than profit leaving his hands. It was the stupidest thing I had ever heard. I knew the customer would get pissed off and stop buying. Not only that, but it was morally wrong. I was not raised to commit a fault and not own up to it. Someone was getting screwed in this case, but it was not us, even though we were at fault. So you know what I did? I got on the phone with the customer and I told him we would not cover it. He said, well, that is stupid. It's your fault. Why would I continue to buy this? I stayed silent. What could I tell him? You will either be one of them, the one who makes the rules or the one who obeys them. Just remember, the rules do not always make sense, but you will need to follow them regardless. So whatever your industry is, I urge you, be the shark, make the rules. You have an opportunity to see gaps in what everyone else is doing and then attack. For me, it was being able to identify small niche industries and attack. I spent an insane amount of time on social media and figured out the algorithms. I networked with people and developed a following. I read books and talked about things people do not know about to gain influence. I would get off work and then go straight back to work. I created on the weekends. I hired people to duplicate me when I didn't have the time to do it myself. I started speaking on subjects I was proficient in. The rules pretty much applied to everyone. Even when we would go to trade shows, the businesses who had the most clients would be the ones teaching the classes on all the industry's new rules. They would be designing the systems that people would follow. The concept is simple. You do not have to charge for everything you know, while others want to get paid for even 1 minute of their time. You should be giving away as much knowledge for free as you can. It seems backward, but it is not. Fear will make you think if you do this, people will not pay you for your services. What is more important than money on the rise to the top? Credibility. How will people know that you are an asset if they're unwilling to buy? Not everyone will be a customer, but everyone can be a referral. Show people that you know something about the subject they need help with. While others will charge them, you will not. So when the time comes for them to invest, it will be with the person who has given back so much in exchange for so little. There are entrepreneurs and gurus who really irritate me the most in regard to free content. The mentality of, if you do not have $5 for my course, you cannot have it because it shows you are not serious, is bullshit. And it shows a poor value of character from you. Every person is different. You just do not wish to spend time with everyone, so you give some dumb excuse like this one. I am truly tired of the excuses everyone gives to make themselves feel better. Results will speak louder than words. Your influence will grow when you stop giving excuses and actually help others. Be willing to educate and entertain people. During COVID, people did not want to be educated. They wanted to be entertained. We needed an escape from all the madness. That is why Netflix and YouTubers made a killing during this time. But what did business do? They doubled down on educational content. But what did I do? I posted more funny review videos on YouTube. I showed people cool products to distract them from all the junk on their Facebook feed. When everyone else is doing the same boring stuff, you need to be different. I had people reach out to me and ask how to grow their Instagram accounts when Reels came out. I told them they should make more Reels. Want you to know what they told me? No, I'll keep making IGTVs. It infuriated me. I could not believe people would not see the light, only to check back months later and see they were trying to make more Reels as I had suggested. The path of least resistance has the most competition. The more crowded a place, the less you can shine. Look at what everyone else is doing and see how you can be different. This is how you will shine, by going against the grain and doing what others refuse to do. There's a graph that shows when people usually adopt anything new, there are the innovators and early adopters that make up the first two parts of the graph. The other three parts are the early majority, late majority, and the skeptics. The last three in the cycle get the remains. Do you know how many people in the world make up the first two parts? 15%. That means whenever you hear something new like TikTok, Bitcoin, etc., you're most likely dismissing it and saying, this will never last. Then you see it over and over again. When something's attention is at an all-time high and it is priced beyond belief, that is when people want to come in. Is this you? Have you been a skeptic like I was? I do not want to be late to the party anymore. I want to get in when the 15% get in. Don't you? That is why you need to keep your eyes open to new opportunities. Have your own bullshit detector on at all times and call yourself out. Am I passing up on something good just because I do not understand it? I remember when Amazon online stores were a thing. Now it's moved onto the Walmart online stores. You're able to create a virtual store on Walmart's website and sell directly on their platform. I saw them pulling up about a year ago. I think that would have been a great time to make one. Now everything wants to sell you one or has a course on one. Guess what? It's too late. Speaking of Amazon, I had an offer presented to me the other day. It was for Amazon Live Influencer, in which you are the infomercial directly on Amazon. No one has really jumped on this opportunity yet. The truth is, 85% of people will think, well, no one is doing it, it must not work. They are right. With that mentality, it will not work. I recently learned you need to have the right mindset to make things happen. You need to accept new things and let go of old things. To be on the Amazon Live Influencer sounds amazing to me, not only because I get to leverage their platform, but because I'm technically partnered with Amazon at the right time and others are not. Doors will open up for you if you get on the right mindset to accept great things into your life. Change your mind, change your life. Change your mind, change your life. This has become a mantra that I've accepted it into my life and that I apply into every situation. I needed to because the alternative was just not working out. Trust me, I've been down the path where I doubted anything would go right. In June of 2020, I decided to throw an online event. I had some great speakers, but sadly only registered 123 people. Of that, only 25 showed. Prior to that, I felt only 20 would show. We got what we want at the end of the day. I should have stood in front of that mirror and shouted my belief in the event. Why did it fail? I believed it would. Doubt overtook me, as it can with you. No one wants to follow someone uncertain and full of doubt and fear. Fear only happens when you're afraid you cannot maintain control. $5,000 for a coach sounds like too much only if they can't regenerate $5,000 for the team. Hell, $10 might seem like a stretch if you're having a hard time making ends meet. Fear is doubt in you. In order to get in your zone, fear cannot be part of your everyday decisions. This is your zone. You are the biggest, meanest, most ambitious shark out here, and you are telling me that you're afraid of someone saying no to you? Are you afraid of not being able to fill up 100 seats at an event? Are you fearful of investing an additional $1,000 when you've already put up $10,000? Control yourself. Repeat after me. I can do and have anything I want at any time. Nothing is off limits to me. If I cannot do something, I will hire someone and pay them to do it. I can always make more. People love and respect me because I can get anything done. I control time. It does not control me. Everyone is willing to help me. I have connections, money, and influence to offer. Get in your zone. Control your mind. Be a brand shark. End of chapter 1.
Go follow Ruben Alvarez on Instagram
at I am Ruben Alvarez, or check out the Marketing Hunters website, www.themarketinghunters.com.